Alright, that's it. Welcome, Poofer.
Hey, thanks for having me here, man. I appreciate that I'm able to, I guess, judge people's gameplay. And sorry in advance if any of you get hurt feelings. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. Let's just get right into this, man. Let's go. I'm excited to see this. Thank you again for having me.
Yeah, for sure, man. First of all, thank you everyone who have submitted their submissions. We have 17 submissions as of now, and we're going to be judging them based on style, as in how stylish do you do the kill, comfort, how is your strategy, are you comfortable with a boss, etc. And the third part is tech. And the tech part is like, for example, evasion cancel. Name other examples, Poofer.
Yeah, so of course there are fancy things that you could do. So for example, I don't believe I see this player on here, so I can mention him. But Zelod, if you don't know, he does a lot of deep, like back-to-back demon dance, crazy things, and it's definitely very like, it's definitely very a show-off thing to do, but it's still really cool. So anything I feel that if you do something in that regard, it's definitely very impressive and gives bonus points. So I think that would qualify for crazy tech, and definitely hits the style factor.
Yeah, for sure. And we both will be using a 10-point system on each category. So we are combining them, and the highest points basically win. This is not biased, disclaimer. This is not biased. I'm not gonna say like this Otakemaru kill is the best, or Poofer saying yeah this white tiger kill is the best, because it's just our preference. You know, we're not like that. It's fully unbiased. Just saying. All right, let's start with Okami's white tiger.
Oh boy. Alright, let's see this.
Depths
White
floor.
tiger in the depths.
Yep.
+9 stone. Oh boy. Alright, this is already pretty crazy. I haven't even started watching this.
Oh, I'm curious. Let's watch it.
I'm curious too, because I find White Tiger to be a very difficult fight to get against.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Sword. Okay, Magatsu, Shuten Doji, and Ippon. Alright, so he basically, he can't get hit, and of course the +9 stone, he would die anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, let's see. White Tiger, is he able to keep up with his distance? Okay, super spinny attack. Alright, okay.
He's comfortable with this.
Off. True and through. Very nice. Very nice. That was cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next?
Oh, that's a missed hit.
That's okay.
That's definitely okay.
Alright, definitely.
Okay,
I've noticed that Okami is backing off at a lot of opportunities in which he could be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's really difficult to do, especially in a no-hit challenge. But what was cool is that so far he pulled off a true and through to break White Tiger's tail, which is always a really risky maneuver because White Tiger just rarely gives you that option. But look at that. That's definitely very comfortable.
That's comfy, man.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
He takes
but I'm
the
definitely
safe
noticing
approach.
that he's keeping his distance.
Yeah, exactly.
He's using Death Dancer and versatility, and of course with the no-hit challenge that works really well for all the damage-based play. But yeah, a lot of distance being maintained, which is okay. Ooh, burst counter, one of the very few times. Swap to brute, excellent. That was nice.
That was a nice move.
Now let's see what's next. True and through again? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately it missed, but still, going for that is still impressive nonetheless. That's actually something I don't do. So that's something I could try out.
Yeah, you should try that out, yeah. I remember you submitted your white tiger kill. This one is better already, sorry.
In a minute. Ooh, item cancel
confusion.
stuff, got that confusion going. Alright, it's a lot of pressure this time. Alright, what's next? Okay, we've got that. Wow, big damage.
Bad damage, damn. Okay.
Covering spin, that was really cool.
Okay.
Alright, so what's next? White Tiger's just going to be moving around all over the place. So can Okami keep up with him? Of course, evasion cancels to show off. Very nice.
Nice one. Wow.
Okay.
Nice show off.
Very, yeah, indeed. Alright, so he's definitely having a little difficulty trying to get that momentum back in his favor.
Yeah, exactly.
But still,
I'm noticing that as well.
It's really stressful in this situation because one tap and you fail the challenge, man. So I don't blame anybody for really having, I guess, difficulty doing so, especially with White Tiger's really long range attacks. My goodness.
I like how he does evasion cancels like that. It's kind of funny, actually.
He flies all over the place. This is not an easy enemy to fight by any means. And of course, even with all those confusion power plays that he was doing, it's still challenging. Like, the one reliable thing that Okami has had, very nice.
Tiger Sprint! Tiger Sprint!
Nice. Tiger Sprint right in the butthole, right? And
okay.
So, White Tiger is a very challenging fight, so of course he gets brownie points for that. I would say... Alright. So, me, style factor, I'm going to say 6.
Alright. For me, it's 7.
You're going to say 7.
Yeah.
Comfort factor, I would say 7.
Alright. For me, it's more of a... so it's more of a 5. Because
more of a 5 for you?
Yeah, because he kept, like, distancing often, like, and some opportunities were missed. But...
Right.
If
the
you know
reason
what I mean
why I
with that.
gave a 7, I agree with your points as well, is simply that there was that reliable true and through poke that he did with White Tiger while he was attacking. So although I personally would have loved to have seen a bit more forceful engagement, I still found that part impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
So tech factor?
For the tech factor, I would say a 7 as well, because of all the fucking evasion cancels and the item cancels, etc. It was.
I would say 6. That's my thinking. For me, I of course think tech is awesome, but I never really see it as like a substitute per se for, I guess, good decision making. Not to necessarily say that Okami was making bad decisions. He obviously made good decisions. You got to no hit on White Tiger plus 9 stone. That's no easy feat. It's
Definitely.
Just, I found, say, the evasion cancels were, in my opinion, a little superfluous, but still. There was a lot of really cool things, like the item cancel stuff, to get all that confusion, and just slaughtered so much of White Tiger's health. And I honestly loved seeing him pull off severing spins. So yeah, that's why I give it a 6, and overall great kill.
Yeah, for sure, man. Great kill, Okami. If you're watching this, thank you so much for your submission. I highly appreciate it.
Thank you. That was a joy to watch.
It was enjoyable. Now we have Nightmare Bringer plus 9, Underworld 108. On dual
low-level weapons. Okay, so
right.
Really gotta. Whew.
This
okay,
one, let's see.
All right, so last gambit pills in use. All right, let's see. Excuse me.
No problem.
So these are really low-level weapons. Oh God, I'm coughing. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, how are you dealing with this? A lot of gotta win.
Yeah,
okay.
As usual with any dual swords games.
Say what? Yeah? Say what?
Dual swords is basically God of Wind, pre and Sign of the Cross.
There's definitely a lot of difficulty when it comes to variety with dual swords. But one of the nice things that dual swords has, especially with a low-level weapon run, is taking advantage of Mind's Eye. If you really know how to work with it, it works really, really well. And let's see. All right, how you dodging that? Oh, Mind's Eye.
That was
awesome. That was great.
That was great.
It's not easy to pull off at will, but it looks like he has, and that is certainly impressive. And of course, a lot of sustained pressure you got to do. Those 3 attacks. So this one, the 1, 2, 3 with the super spin is very challenging to evade. Normally, I typically like to be on a different side, but there's a lot of comfort involved here.
Yeah, I'm noticing
Nightmare Bringer, as you can see, you can attack a ton. This is like your main damage force, and there's clearly a lot of knowledge involved in just the exaggeration in which Nightmare Bringer is vulnerable. So that is definitely very clear from just how much he spammed as much Sign of the Cross as he could. And so that's certainly really, really cool. So let's see what's continuing on. Cherry Blossom, okay.
Okay. I'm seeing a good level of comfort.
First counters into Ippon, okay. I personally find that standard fare, since Ippon is a very popular core.
Ippon is...
So. Ooh, Mind's Eye again.
Okay. I'm seeing what you're doing, Tasty. Okay.
Alright, look at this. Big damage play.
Yeah, that's fairly standard with Nightmare Bringer. Thing is, you have like so much time for him to recover.
Seconds.
Yeah, it's like 7 seconds, 6 seconds.
Something crazy like that. I've never actually climbed it, but it's a really long time. Alright.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That is straight up impressive. Okay, awesome. So there's very clear comfort with this. It's undeniable.
It's undeniable, yeah.
it's just absolutely undeniable. Mind's Eye, again, like I've mentioned, is very tricky to put off. He is taking advantage of the fact, well, not necessarily taking advantage, but he's noticing that there's diminishing returns on elemental application, and he used Water Sword to assist with getting Purity off. And of course, with the low-level weapon challenge, it's just that much harder to sustain a lot of pressure. So, very smart choice there.
Yeah,
definitely a very mindful kill, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm noticing, like, almost Hidenoji tier level of comfort here. I'm not exaggerating.
Or anything, right?
I'm impressed.
Right.
Like,
I finally see the strategy, and so it is very impressive for me to see the Mind's Eye just constantly going off, and it's very well.
I'm not a fan of
purity
dual swords, but
like
oh my
every time without fail, there's never been a moment where he screwed that up. I mean, of course, even with the no hit, but it's just on-demand Mind's Eye for that sweet 80% damage, on top of Death Dancer, of course, which really helps with no-hit runs, and then just the sequencing as much as possible. I think that gives this specific run a huge boost, because again, Mind's Eye is very difficult to pull off mindfully.
Yeah,
that's true. I think one thing that I would have liked to, I'd like to have seen, I mean, Ippon spam is funny and all, but I would like to see personally is just a variety of slow core use, because I understand for no-hit runs, of course, it's really difficult, but it's kind of one of those things that really, in my mind, really adds a lot of flavor to just no-hit runs and makes them impressive, is when you're really able to push the brink of your gameplay that much further. But irrespective, this is, again, yet another impressive kill, and I have to say, the Mind's Eye really elevates this to a really powerful level. Yeah, screw that guy.
Screw that guy. Alright, I'm really kind of in shock right now, if you know what I mean. I didn't expect that. Like, I just commented on the kill and didn't watch it. Like, I watched none of them except for one. That was Ayman's Otakemaru. But I have to say, when it comes to style, I would give a 7. That's just me. Like, he did it very stylishly alongside the Mind's Eye and the Ippon. The reason why it isn't higher is because of the sign of a cross spam on when he's downed. If it were to be like a bit more not dependent on that, I would give it higher. Comfort, okay. 8. As a Nightmare Bringer specialist who has done some weird feats, let's keep it at that. He could be more comfortable, but I would say he's almost flawless when it comes to that. I can't give a 9 because I know he can do better, but the comfort is. And as for tech, I would give a 6.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, when I was evaluating that, so unfortunately because of the nature of dual swords and this being a low-level weapon, it's very challenging to make this a style-based run. So, you know, of course, as you said, sign of the cross spam, which of course I understand, because how else are you going to kill him with low weapons? And dual swords is just a tricky weapon to do. The biggest points that I had, again, was just the very clear comfort of the Mind's Eye. But style department was, in my mind, a little lacking despite that. So I want to say style-wise, while there were a lot of impressive things, I would give it a 5 for the style.
All right.
Comfort-wise was very high to me. So I agree with you. I would put it at an 8.
All right.
And then tech-wise, I would say, while the Mind's Eye definitely elevates it up quite a bit, I think there were also other things that could have been done aside from just that. While it was impressive, it was just, that was like the major thing that stood out. And I noticed that overall, and this kind of fits into the style thing, there was generally like this sense of repetition, which, I understand it being a low-level challenge, which is why I think the comfort aspect, it deserves to be at least an 8. Actually, amend the comfort part to a 9, if you would. I would say I'm neglecting the challenge of low-level stuff. So I would say, though, with tech, I would put it at a 6 as well.
All right.
I think, and so again, it was very impressive to see how comfortable he was. But I think just doing a lot of the same things kind of hurt the run overall.
Yeah.
But still, I cannot deny that seeing Mind's Eye occur over and over again, basically on demand, was impressive, because it was, especially for the crazy super hit with all 3 swords. That is not an easy feat.
Yes, that's true. Casey, if you're watching this, thank you for the run. I highly appreciate it. Thanks for your submission. Thanks. Great kill. Like, it's a great kill. Next up, we have another Nightmare Bringer.
Oh, wow.
From Michael L. Underworld 108 +9 stone again.
+9 stone yet again. Okay.
It seems Nightmare Bringer is popular.
I'm sure you're happy.
I am.
Alright, so let's see. We've got Barrier.
Tonfas.
Okay. So we've got Tonfa. Let's see what's going on with Tonfa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, high stance rolls. Alright. Definitely an opportunity to show off Demon Dance if possible, but look, I'm not. It's really hard after seeing Mind's Eye to necessarily. It's hard to compare to that. But what I'm noticing is a lot of Purity, Tonfa. Okay, so we've got Ippon, a lot of shove usage, which of course is effective. And then let's see, Devastation for some damage. We've got Pulverize going on. Shove. Okay, so seeing a lot of shove, which, you know, shove is great. There's Ippon, and then Heavenly Chain, shove. Okay, Heavenly Chain again. So this so far is a quite repetitive kill, and so that definitely hurts my evaluation of it so far. But let's not judge just yet, even though I'm kind of judging, right? Cool kill, cool hit at the very least. But the question is, in my mind, does it matter if he didn't go for a max damage punish? I don't think it really matters that much, because the one difference I've noticed between this and the last run is simply that, I mean, of course, because he's not using low-level weapons, it's not as big of a deal to miss out on optimal punishes.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's cool. It definitely adds into the style department to have a little bit of that yokai shift grapple. I definitely like that.
That's true.
But
okay. Flash attack. Flash attack. Okay.
Okay, I did not expect that.
Me neither.
That certainly adds it up. I'm glad that it's not just going to be Tonfa based play. Having a second weapon certainly adds a whole dimension of flavor to this. Okay, and I definitely did like seeing the triple threat. That's always a fun skill, and being able to get out the full hits to that's always really cool.
That's true.
Alright, so let's see. But it is ultimately a lot of shove use, a lot of Ippon use for key damage, so it seems relatively unsafe. I'm sorry, not relatively unsafe.
1 second?
It's relatively safe moves.
I need to see one thing real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a block right there.
It was a block? Okay, I couldn't tell if there's a Demon Dance. I haven't seen so much Demon Dance play whatsoever, as opposed to just standard key pulse. Chidori? Okay, that's an interesting choice. Cool, though.
Indeed. I wish he would, like, use low stance dodges and low stance on its own more.
There's definitely potential for that, but of course there's also Kanagi, which would have been an excellent opportunity against this enemy altogether. Naturally, of course, though, with the +9 stone, and of course with the no-hit challenge being a thing, it's fairly challenging as well.
Kanagi?
But I am noticing a lot of roll dodges, which to me suggests lack of comfort.
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was thinking as well.
So, but right, it seems that, so of course getting the triple threat is cool, but I was excited for a lot of the spear play, but I kind of started to realize I think it was mostly there for versatility stacks. So the style department, I'm gonna say a 3. Mostly because there was a lot of repetition in regards to shove and Ippon, and I was really excited for the triple threat stuff, and the spear, but it just wasn't as present as I personally was hoping for. Comfort wise, because I didn't see Tonfa's strengths really pushed forward, like Konagi and Demon Dance and whatnot, and I saw a lot of rolls to avoid things when Tonfa basically has the option to Demon Dance in place, I would say comfort level would be a 4.
Alright, and tech?
For tech, I didn't really notice much tech, so I'm going to say a 2.
Alright. So from my end, style, as I play sometimes with Tonfa as well. I did multiple Nightmare Bringer kills with only dodging using Demon Dance. So I thought there would be way more potential in that way. Unfortunately, it wasn't. So the style, as Poofy said, with the shove and the E-pawn, unfortunately it's a 4 for me. As for comfort, it could be done way better. I'm not saying it's bad at all. Like the comfort was okay, but you using high stance rolls, mid stance, long dodges, like with the rule, kinda shows that you're not comfortable at all with a boss, because most moves are dodgeable with low stance without extended dodge and vulnerability, including the triple sword slashes in Dark Realm, but they are very tight. I don't blame you for that, but most of the dodges could be done dodging on low stance. So on the comfort end, on my end, it's 2. And for the tech end, I didn't see many tech, so on my end, it's 4, yeah. Alright, a good old friend of mine, Ayman, he has a level 1 +9 Underworld Tatarimokke.
Oh boy, Owl. I did not expect to see Owl, so I will be very thrilled to see this enemy get murdered. So, we're starting with Split Staff, and Split Staff's certainly one of my favorite weapons. Owl is a very irritating enemy, so I'm very curious to see how things are going to be handled when it comes to Owl flying away. Otherwise, Owl is a fairly simple opponent. But let's see what's been going on. A lot of Twin Phoenix 1. So there's a lot of repetition. Otakemaru Confusion,
Okay.
Unruly Revolution. Ooh, Sword. New Peppo, I did not expect that. Is this basically going for a lot of damage? I'm not sure. Well, that's a lot of damage that's been inflicted. So, is Owl... Now I'm curious. What's going to happen with Owl flying? How is he going to deal with this altogether? Is it going to be by item cancels? Is it going to be staying at close range? Is it going to be perhaps a little luck? I'm not really sure. So, Twin Phoenix 1 seems to be... Okay, we got a burst counter. Twin Phoenix 1 seems to be the biggest part. Gozuki does a lot of key damage. So that was that. I mean, there's some variety.
Yeah.
Alright, what's going to go on here? So, are we playing the waiting game? I'm not really sure.
I think
Okay.
Okay. Barrier.
Flying around. What's next? Are we waiting for the burst attack? Yes, we are. Oh, unfortunately that didn't work. Otakemaru is getting confusion once again. And Twin Phoenix 1. What's next? And Otakemaru once again. Alright, and that's the kill. Okay.
That was the kill. I'm gonna be honest here. Sorry, Ayman. As for style, it's I would say 4. Comfort. There was no real comfort to be shown. The burst counters, for example, and overall just shown you're not very comfortable with the boss, so it's a 2 for my own that one. For tech, I didn't see any, like literally none, so it's a 2 for my end as well. Sorry, Ayman, but yeah.
I think one of the weaknesses of the run, in my mind, and so I'm going to start with comfort, is simply that there were many, many missed opportunities to, I think, address him in the air. And I think one thing players may neglect is that, hey, you got 6 different soul cores, and so you should take advantage of them as well. I think there may have been potential for some range weapon play. Of course, that's difficult to think about when you have to worry about Owl. So when I think of comfort, I'm like, well, how was the fight? How was the fight overall? It was just, I'm gonna burst the absolute crap out of this annoying Owl, and totally deserves it, by the way. But I would say comfort-wise, I would say maybe a 3, simply because you did avoid a lot of attacks. but I just didn't see moments that you could have capitalized on. I was excited to see Sword Split Staff, but ultimately I felt like they could have been replaced by other weapons. You did deliberately use Split Staff Twin Phoenix 1 extended attack, so you could inflict status ailments and deplete a lot of ki. But that seemed to be predominantly like the only real thing. Sword, maybe you had quick draw damage, but nothing really stuck out to me besides the repetition of Otakemaru and Twin Phoenix and then New Peppo for a damage boost. I did like seeing more than one Soul Core. That is something that aided this run, but I think I was hoping for something a bit more stylish than just say I'm going to stack a ton of damage. So for me in the style department, I would also say a 3.
All right.
And then for tech, I didn't really notice any tech whatsoever, so I'm going to say a 1.
All right, then. All right, the next one. You're going to be shocked. I almost shut my pants when I saw this one. It's from LOLSAN. It's a Nightmare Bringer kill. Underworld,
Alright.
floor 108, level 1, with a level 1 weapon.
Oh, this is definitely your type. 6 minutes, oh boy. Alright.
Let's
see
take
what's
our
in
time.
play. So we've got Last Gambit pill once again, Nightmare Bringer with sword. So there's
it's a
definitely
wooden sword?
naturally going to have to be a lot of comfort with a level 1 weapon. And let's just see how these dodge are consistently played. So dodge once, dodge to the side. Okay. There's a lot of variety in these attacks. High stance dodges, really well timed. Low stance dodge, it's really impressive too. True
Yeah,
and
you
through.
could have done it on low stance. Like that.
No, again, variety is the spice of life. So I'm fine with that. It doesn't always have to be exactly the same. Alright, we've got some quick draw damage optimizations.
You have to
Keep on
do
a
that on a
quick
1+1.
Oh,
Okay.
yokai shit.
Okay.
On the, oh, come on. I wanted more, dude.
I know you like low
Oh,
yokai
come
shit, but
on.
that ain't. Woo!
Come on.
Woo!
But still, there is definitely... He's using a wooden sword, is he not?
I think so, yeah.
Is it-
Yeah, he
I
is.
can't tell if
He
it's
is, he is.
bonking. But he's very aggressive with a lot of this.
Yeah, I
But
like
there
to
is-
see
again,
this.
I do notice a theme. A lot of players like using Ippon, which I can understand, again, why. The dodges are on point, and he's definitely very close. There's never really any moment of hesitancy.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's
Okay.
always difficult for me to evaluate low damage weapon runs, simply because after a while, no matter what, it is always going to get repetitive, which is why I was so excited for the yokai shift, but then it was just the grapple. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. But alright, so we got dodge one.
His dodges
It
is
is-
very well timed. I know because I don't think he's using extended dodge invulnerability here. That's the thing. And seeing him pull these strats off, it reminds me a lot of like me and Soof skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. The level of comfort, etc. It's insane. I highly appreciate the skill already.
Okay.
Fuck, man.
I mean, a lot of health has been damaged. A lot of health has been taken away. But for me now, I think the comfort is very high. There's no doubt about this.
There is.
And being able to dodge all of that really close, and being able to plan all of this, it's very clear that he's quite comfortable. Yokai shift again. Are you gonna cancel it, dude? Don't do it. Don't. No.
Good
I
job.
want variety.
I know you want it, but it's kind of a taboo to use yokai shift on challenge runs, if you know what I mean.
Sorry. Say that again.
It's kind of a taboo to use yokai shift in challenge runs, like an unwritten rule, if you know what I mean.
Because I honestly find that players neglect yokai shift, and with Nightmare Bringer, you can't confuse them anyway. So and elemental pressure is pretty difficult. I can understand how yokai shift can be seen as kind of a taboo, but we can still identify whether a player is taking advantage of the no-hit factor from there or not. Because if their gauge depletes a noticeable chunk, it's pretty obvious. But it's not so much about like the whole you get hit, you don't technically die in yokai shift factor that appeals to me. It's there's many different unique options. So for me, the one weakness of the run is just simply that it is starting to blend all together. It is starting to become really stale. I'm not able to provide commentary on something unique. Like, sure, I'll occasionally see a move like Night Rain and maybe True and Through, and of course there's a lot of comfort involved with this, but I can't help but hunger for more uniqueness.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this. It is really obvious that LOLSAN is very comfortable with this.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
again, when I do things like Ippon all the time, like just doing a sort of discernment after a kick or something, doing this, doing that, and it just all starts to blend together. I think what I would have loved to have seen is, more like just using Yokai Shift a little bit. It doesn't even have to be that extensive. Just something to spice things up. That's really what I wanted, but that's again my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
And of course, you've just said yourself, for you it's kind of an unspoken taboo. Like now I know every time he's using Yokai Shift, are you gonna do something? God dang it! Every time he uses Yokai Shift,
nice
I'm
cancel.
Like,
Nice cancel.
Play around with it a little bit, just like a couple attacks here and there and whatnot to spice things up. But it's pretty much just used as a big damage dealer to help refresh things like versatility. I don't think it even refreshes them, but it's just kind of there for that damage boost. And of course it is there, but alright, Kurama Sword Dance, I guess that's cool, but at this point I'm kind of like, yeah, I really wanted a little more. I think the biggest strength that Run has is absolutely without a doubt the comfort. That is like straight up amazing, and I'm really happy to see that. Just dodge, just dodge, decide, everything is very clearly planned, and that is a major strength of this run. But I certainly feel that a variety would have greatly benefited this run and elevated to quite a few heights. I also only see really 2 soul cores getting used. Aberrant Soldier rarely. Ippon is pretty much the bread and butter of this run. Kasha just seems to be there for the movement speed buff, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, it's still an impressive kill, but I definitely see the potential for it to elevate it to even greater heights. So I'm pretty certain about what I'd like to see, and I'm sure he's just going to show us Wooden Sword and the level 1 stats, and sure, take your word for it. But okay, I think I pretty much got my own judgment, so I'll just get into it right away once you get that spreadsheet up.
Mm-hmm.
So for comfort, it's a 9. Easily.
Yeah.
Easily a 9. I have no doubt about that. When it comes to tech, I didn't notice too much tech, but again, that wasn't really too much of a factor. I would say, for the most part, we just had on-point dodges. That was probably the most apparent thing for me. I did like seeing the Yokai Shift stuff as well, even though it was very brief, so I'll say a 6 for tech. And I would say the same for style as well. So it was certainly really cool to have a lot of those fancy dodges, and they weren't all exactly the same. It was nice to see a bunch of different moves from the same weapon, that is the sword, and I certainly give it brownie points because there was the use of Yokai Shift, however little. But it could have been greater if I had seen just a bit more, personally, just a bit more variety, whether it be with the second weapon, different soul core use, or Yokai Shift use. That's just my opinion on the matter.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so the thing is with level 1 plus level 1 runs, you have to be still, you have to be consistent, and everything you do has to be consistent. So it might look like boring to another person, but if you look at my 1+1 kills of NMB, which one of the 5 it would be, they're all the same. Like, tech-wise, they're all literally identical. It's endurance, and that's the point of it. And the biggest thing about 1+1 kills is comfort. And I'm gonna say this, it's a 10 for me. On the comfort 10. Because I'm a Nightmare Bringer specialist. Like, not to sound narcissistic, but I'm maybe the best. I can judge people on that. And when I see that shit, when I saw that kill, I was like, yeah, man, you know your shit. That's like, I'm gonna say this, he's just as comfortable as I am. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. The comfort is just perfect. As for tech, the same reason as Poofy. Sorry. And for style, I would say a 7. Because it was very stylish. Besides the Ippon, etc. Ippon spam, etc. But that's normal in the 1+1. I forgive, I don't look at that. Overall, fucking great kill. The best of a bunch as of now. And thank you, LOLSAN.
Yeah, thanks.
Highly appreciate it. Highly appreciate that. Alright, to the next one. Helium 3. Ren Hayabusa. He's a friend of Master Ninja Ryu. Ryu recommended him the event, and Ryu, if you see this, thank you very much.
Alright. Skills only, no buffs, spam. Alright, let's see this. Evasion cancel straight out of the gate. Wow, oh my god. Alright, let's see this. That's already impressive. Being able to get a timely guard off on Ren requires a lot of comfort. There is sort of a rhythm to it, but it's quite challenging. So sword play against him and being up close and personal requires a lot of comfort. And let's see if I think I know what he's going to do. Very nice. Okay.
Okay.
Reverse impact? That's
Rare.
pretty ballsy, I'm not even gonna lie. So he's controlling Ren fairly effectively. Okay. Which is Night Rain. Okay, that's really difficult on this guy. I'm sure if any of you have fought Ren before, a lot of his moves can pretty much scare the absolute crap out of you.
What the fuck is this skill?
Yeah, that timely guard is straight up impressive. Suiki, okay. He's going for a confusion proc. Looks like he is. Okay, there's a lot of variety with the moves. So this is pretty crazy. Heaven Flash? Dude, the cojones on this guy. Wow, okay. That was unexpected.
Oh, it's multiple kills.
Wait, it's multiple kills. Okay. So evasion cancels are just kind of there to show off. That's fine. Yeah, he has a fairly deep understanding of Ren's AI.
Yeah.
Through and through. Okay. Reverse impact. That is really ballsy because of the I guess the animation downtime, the recovery,
Yeah.
if you want to call it.
Especially at Ren's.
Yeah, with Ren, like one mistake, and there are many, many, many opportunities for mistakes, you're done. Alright, let's see what's going on.
It's clear that this guy knows his tech.
Yeah, I mean, this is... Heaven Flash is not an easy move to pull off, especially when the enemy's blocking, so you have to know when to be able to pull that off. And being very aggressive despite the jutsus. Of course, oh, that timely guard, I know what that feels like, and it's so good to be able to pull that off, and to know that it's going to come out. But he's being very aggressive, and so that's always nice. Through and through into a quick draw, Night Rain, like that's a really cool sequence right there, I like that quite a bit. With Claws, things are pretty hairy, so I'm curious to see if he's able to pull off a timely guard on that. The sword timely guard factor is something that I know can be reproduced pretty reasonably. Okay, getting those burst counters off is not easy either. And then, alright, the target's dead. Okay. I think I have a pretty good summation on that. So, yeah, that was really cool. So, I guess,
Damn.
comfort-wise, it's a 9. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. In the
On my
style
end,
department,
though.
I really did like the variety with the sword.
Mhm.
And I think, given the fact that we're fighting Ren Hayabusa, I will give this an 8. On other
7 on land.
and then for tech, I would say, let's see, tech-wise, I noticed Suiki use, which was interesting for confusion. There was a lot of prolonged use about that. Normally on other bosses, I would say it would be a 6, but because this is Ren, I will say it's a 7. I think given the fact that he was able to pull off quite a lot of different moves against Ren and use certain things like the timely guard pretty much reliably for certain sword attacks with Ren, that was impressive. So
Yeah,
for me,
for
it's
sure.
like, well, for sure, everything's just going to get boosted up by +1. Very impressive kill, straight up.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Like, holy shit, dude.
That was really...
That was impressive. Now, from Helium 3, again, Giant Toad.
Alright, let's see. So we're using fists now. Okay. So with fists, opportunist.
Oh yeah, he's
nice
got
into a
a
stomp.
opportunist time.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That was great! Yay! Triple opportunist into opportunist 2. That is impressive.
Oh my
another
God.
one. Wow, that's a lot of comfort. Okay, see, Ippon use. Alright, how are you going to address this jutsu? That's what I'm curious about.
Oh, he got hit.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was a whip. That was a scuff run. That is unfortunate. Okay, but that was still really cool. So I can't count that, unfortunately.
Nope.
Okay. Alright. So far, maintaining distance from Giant Toad. Okay, how are you going to address this jutsu? Just keep on. Okay, I suppose. 1. Very nice. I like this sequence a lot. That is absolutely impressive. I love that. That's a lot of comfort for that. It is also very stylish. Okay, double dodge that. I couldn't actually tell. Could you go back and rewind? I couldn't tell how he avoided the super spinny attack. Did he just dodge or did he block?
Yeah, he blocked.
Okay, he blocked. Okay.
There's another block.
Yeah, and again, opportunist is fine. Alright, so last minute cancel. Okay, brute switch. Excellent. That was very intelligent. Item cancel. Oh! Come on! What's going on, man?
What?
Oh, I'm very confused.
If he got hit there.
Did he?
Is he trolling us?
I don't know.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna disqualify this one because like half of it is...
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we must disqualify this one.
Unfortunately, sorry, Helium. But this one.
A lot of cool things, though.
Yeah. Disqualified. Alright.
Alright.
Next one. Axel. Okay, Axel. Speedrunner does a no-hit. Speedrunner does a no-hit.
No hit, so Dream of the Strong, okay. Strats
No hit.
instead of waiting. Alright,
Yeah.
let's see. Alright, so he's using the axe, which is a troublesome weapon to work with, but let's see.
But he's a speedrunner. Don't forget that.
Right, he's a speedrunner, so he's gonna have a very different approach. So he has to probably be at level 1, right?
No, he's in level 1.
Oh, he's actually leveled here?
Yeah.
Okay, he's using Maeda Clan, and then he's Yokai Shift. Okay, getting Confusion, I take it, and then huge damage boost. Now, will you go for a Fang Break? The answer is yes. Okay, great. Okay, there's some cool Yokai Shift stuff. I definitely like that. Reomen for Confusion? Not quite, but very close. I can see the idea behind it. Okay. So what's next? We're gonna Purity? Okay. Kamaitachi hasn't really been able to do anything whatsoever. I mean, maybe a stray move here and there. Yatsunokami's gonna do a ton of damage. And then the target's gonna be pretty close to dead. Oh, basically dead.
Yep.
And then Guarded Spirit Talisman. Okay, so I've got my evaluation for this. What are your thoughts?
You know how I think of... Okay, sorry, don't get mad at me, Axel, please. But the thing is, for style, I would say either a 5 or a 6. Benefit of a doubt, 6. Mainly because it's... Yeah, sorry to say this, but I'm not a fan of Yokai Shift. And there was way more potential on the kill. And to be fair, it was like a bullying session rather than more of an understanding of the fight, if you know what I mean with that. Sorry, I'm gonna change it into 5. And it's more of a bullying session rather than a real fight because you fucking dominated Kamaitachi. As for comfort, I would say 6. Because again, for the same reason, you fucking dominated him and there was no need to show off everything, you know? For tech, it's a 3 because I didn't see anything. Sorry about that, Axel.
So, I know I was just talking about, several minutes ago, how Yokai Shift can be really cool to incorporate. But I actually do have to agree with you in that I felt that Yokai Shift basically was there to prevent Kamaitachi from doing anything. So, there were a few moments Kamaitachi was able to do something, so I liked seeing the Fang Break, for example. against Kamaitachi's wake-up attack. That was cool. But I also kind of have to give the run minus points, given that it's been done on Demon the Strong. Most of these other kills have been done either in the underworld or even the depths, or even just like +9 stone on Dream of the Nioh, etc. So I think what hurt the run is it just not being done on the highest difficulty. So it's just, that's to be said. Now, back to the yokai shift factor. When it comes to the style department, there were a few things, but I actually basically saw almost no weapon play whatsoever. So I'm actually going to have to give the style factor, even though I do like yokai shift, I'm actually going to have to give it style factor of 3. So when it comes to comfort, though, it was clear that Axel was comfortable, but it was mostly because, as you were saying, that he basically bullied him and never let him do a thing. So for me, what would have been interesting to have seen is when Kamaitachi, say, scales up the trees and then maybe pulling off a fang break to interrupt that. That's pretty ballsy to do. And so I wanted to see more things like that. Fang break is an excellent tool to basically interrupt targets, and using it on moments you may not otherwise expect can be awesome. But because I basically just saw Fang break used for a relatively safe maneuver, while it was comfortable to do that, it wasn't, in my opinion, impressively comfortable. I'm also going to say this is a 3 in terms of comfort. It was, as you were saying, more of a bullying session, which of course is really great. But I think for my opinion about what makes a great no-hit kill is when you're able to pull things off and get those no-hits and they feel really, really earned. And so I've seen a lot of that from various other players, and so I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, I reduced the comfort to 5 as well, considering what Yeah.
When it comes to tech, I think the most that I saw was basically the double grapple, and so that was certainly unique and does suggest that there was of course mindfulness involved with this. But I think aside from that, and maybe the Fang break and some yokai ability used while in yokai shift, I didn't really notice too much whatsoever, so I'm also going to put this at a 3 for tech.
Alright. There you go.
Alright, next we've got Otakemaru.
Alright. 1 second.
Yeah.
I just realized my name is here.
Yeah, that's fine. No one cares about who you are.
Yeah, I want to delete that just in case. So I'm gonna like edit that. How do I do that?
Yeah, you can always do it in post.
Alright.
Alright, so Otakemaru +9, level 1. Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna judge this with all my might.
Yeah, you are. Kurama Sword Dance.
No,
Okay.
no. Ayman, come
Generally, I
on.
do is just
You.
try to go around him. So how are you going to address Otakemaru's spam? So you do so with your own. Interesting choice. Oh, come on.
Ayman, come on,
Points
man.
there. So with the lightning attack, the lightning maneuver, what you can do with the inner ring, you can at least dodge into it. And then Otakemaru is actually vulnerable. Creating distance in there is arguably a mistake. I do like seeing Kurama Sword Dance, it's pretty cool. But I think there's definitely a lot of moments where the player could be a bit more aggressive. I'm also noticing a lot of dependency on Kurama Sword Dance. There's a lot of moments you could use other yokai abilities. I'm noticing the choice of Otakemaru, Itsumare, and Nupeppo. So I'm starting to anticipate that there's going to be a big damage play coming up, unless this is going to stay consistent. So,
Yeah, exactly.
ooh, that was actually kind of interesting for me to dodge right through that. To dodge through the fire, like AoE attack that he does.
Yeah.
But this attack, you can stay up close.
Yeah,
So
Ayman knows that. Like, Ayman is like, there were like, I remember it very well. There were like 4 people watching the legendary 1+1 live, and Ayman was one of them, actually.
I see.
The one from January.
Is this the... I'm curious which difficulty this is.
This is Underworld level 30...
So this is
yeah, this 30, yeah.
This is one of the easier floors of the Underworld, because I'm noticing burst attacks which are suggestive of some of the lower difficulties.
Yeah.
Even though it has a curse. So
Yeah,
that,
this is
in my
King
opinion, that
Samurai.
kind of subtracts from the comfort level.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. See, I wanted to see more things like that, but there wasn't really enough. Okay, Gozuki. Oh,
He reminds me of myself back in early 2020 when Otakemaru released.
it's cool to be able to burst counter that, but I think given the fact that there's higher difficulties and that just becomes a normal attack.
No, it's still a burst
basically-
counter actually, except for DLC free Otakemaru.
Right.
And the funny thing is with the DLC free, fun fact, the DLC free variant, for some odd reason, still leaves a key pool whenever he does that, if you know what I mean.
Strange. I wonder if it's just ported. I did like seeing Yokai Shift a little bit there, but it just seemed to be a damage play more than anything else. And for me, what I like to see when it comes to Yokai Shift play is simply it used as a style factor as opposed to like a massive power play. Yokai Shift, of course, can do that, but I don't think it should only be seen as that. Alright, how are you dealing with this? Just running around? Yeah,
That's
unfortunately,
the
just I mean, that was a little better, just running around as opposed to dodging, but I can't have... I personally wish that there were more comfortable, more aggressive punishes for a lot of these attacks, so... You know, just running around is like the super safe thing to do, and I do it a lot myself, but I think there are certainly better options. I'm seeing a lot of safe play, not necessarily risky play, and just
That's
a lot of damage.
That's a lot
Right.
of damage.
So I find that having a huge amount of damage kind of is antithetical to the whole point of low damage runs and +9 stone runs. I can understand if it's just a scaling thing, but it's like, well, if you have a ton of damage anyway, does it really matter if the target was at +9 or +8 or +7 or whatever? To me, it kind of all blends together. I mean, it is interesting to see a level 1 run, but I think, again, one of the biggest downsides was simply that there were a lot of moments it could have been more aggressive, so for that reason, comfort-wise, I'm going to say a 3.
From my end as well. You could have done it way better. Knowing that, like, Ayman, listen dude, Ayman was one of the first people that kept on watching that daily stream for that 1+1 kill. So he knows exactly how it should go. You've seen most of my kills as well. One of my early supporters. I love you, Ayman, but sorry, this skill ain't it. I expected a bit better, but I've already told you that because I've already seen this skill.
So when it comes to style, I actually kind of have to. I think it was nice to see some weapon play, but again, I'm seeing so far. I haven't really seen Yokai Shift used in a stylish manner as opposed to a power play type of thing, and I really feel that Yokai Shift is one of the coolest stylish options that are available. So it was nice to see, like, all right, you're doing the brute Yokai Shift, but then you do like the charge attack and like that's it. Like, you could have played around with it more. You have cores like Deidara, and there's just a lot of missed opportunities for that, even with the Yokai Shift factor introduced. And then with the weapon play, there's kind of a lot of the same thing. I was like, all right, I'm seeing a lot of Kurama Sword Dance, and that was like the main thing that stuck out to me. I mean, I hardly noticed the Odachi, and that was kind of cool. So it just, because there wasn't the most comfort, it was also difficult to see opportunities for style. There was a lot of potential, and I felt that was missing. I'm going to say this one's also a 3 for the style factor.
On my end as well, for exactly the same reason.
And then tech, I don't think I noticed any tech really that stood out to me, so I'm going to actually say a 2.
On my end as well. Sorry, Ayman. I know you can do it way better. But this is a good start because this is his first Otakemaru kill.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's his first uploaded kill. And honestly, knowing that you are like, back in the day, he was like one of the better friends I had. I know you can do better. I know that. There was once a moment that I considered him the next Otakemaru specialist.
Okay.
So that's like super funny. But thank you very much, Ayman. I highly appreciate it. The next one is from Kaween.
Tsuchigumo. No blocks? Alright, let's... So, Tsuchigumo with fists. Tsuchigumo is a very tricky opponent. So I'm curious to see how Queen avoids all sorts of attacks with Tsuchigumo.
Yeah, this guy is a good friend of mine. He's probably one of the only active no-hitters. He never blocks, so you should never worry about that.
Okay, so...
His stuff is like really good.
Okay, so... let's see how things are going. So overall, I mean, I've noticed a lot of opportunist use. The stray hit here and there. But opportunist seems to be the bread and butter of this strategy. Ippon once again, which is kind of a common theme. What I'm curious about... oh, he missed that burst attack. So Aberrant to hopefully knock Tsuchigumo down. Opportunist on that attack is quite difficult, so that is actually quite impressive. And Tsuchigumo is a very challenging boss because you can easily lose out on a lot if you're not careful with his attacks. He can almost effectively just murder you in one attack combo swing. So you gotta be careful.
Yeah,
that attack, I think there is potential for more. But Opportunist on that super attack is very difficult. So blocking it or even dodging it. Alright, let's see what's going on. Fist of Reckoning, okay. Grapple, fair enough. A little bit of variety here and there. But again, I definitely think that Opportunist seems to be the bread and butter.
Yeah. I'm noticing that as well.
Yep, Aberrant to knock him down. Excellent. So that was definitely very premeditated. So that's pretty cool. And then very nice, we got the Shifting Grapple, which is always a beauty to behold.
That is true.
And of course, even though I know many players find that the fists are like, oh god, they're the most busted weapon. In my opinion, fists is very difficult to always stay close to your target, particularly against yokai bosses. And Tsuchigumo in this case is no exception. But it is very nice to see that there's a lot of knowledge on the part of Tsuchigumo's AI, like when he jumps on the web, he's vulnerable to a shot, that crazy attack when he jumps away from the web, and opportunisting that is also really challenging to do. Limitless! Ah, wow, that was pretty ballsy, I'm not gonna lie.
That's true.
Knocked him down, and then how are you finishing this?
Ooh, not bad, Queen, not bad, Queen.
Pretty cool, that was pretty cool.
Not bad, Queen. For style, a 7, because it's just very stylish. Comfort, an 8, because, you know, once Queen I know Queen very well. Once he uploads a kill, you can expect good shit out of it. As for tech, the opportunities, etc., a 5. Very straightforward and simple. What's your thoughts?
When it comes to style, in my opinion, I think the biggest strength of this were a few things, and I repeated them several times. One was simply the use of opportunists on attacks that pretty much everyone gets scared of, so that was really cool. I definitely felt there were moments that opportunists could have been used more, particularly for a lot of attacks, since that seemed to be the overall unifying theme of this. I also did like how Aberrant Soldier was used to knock the target down. I see Ippon once again, so you know that kind of clouds my judgment. But I would say style-wise, the Opportunist was the biggest strength over anything else.
Yeah,
the Limitless did help. It was pretty cool. So I'm gonna say style-wise 6.
All right.
For comfort, this was pretty high, for sure. And given that it's Tsuchigumo, I have to elevate my ranking a little further. So I'm gonna say 8. Tsuchigumo is a very difficult opponent to deal with, and the fact that you're doing things like Opportunist, the fact that you're shooting him down from the webs is impressive. Tech-wise, Opportunist and being able to pull that off is really cool, but I didn't necessarily see too much tech beyond that. Just tech-wise, it's just like, alright, you're doing a lot of Opportunist, and it's cool. But other than that, nothing really stood out to me, so I'm going to say a 4.
Alright. Whew! Next one we have How with Tsuchigumo almost naked, no damage, Shuten Doji, no yokai dexterity, Kusarigama.
Okay, wearing pants to be considerate. So let's see, so this is just a base Shuten Doji. And we've got Reaper being used. Shuten Doji, if you didn't know, if you're using things like an Extraction Talisman, then he'll get into the Dark Realm quicker. Yep. Ooh, okay, I like that Deadly Mark into Reaper. That's actually pretty cool. That's definitely some interesting tech. But this is also an easier version of Shuten Doji.
Yeah.
So right now, I haven't really noticed too much beyond the Deadly Mark into Reaper. And it just seems that, alright, what are we doing? Deadly Mark, okay. But
It seems
yeah, so
fairly
far,
safe play.
yeah, so far it's just really safe play. Alright, Reaper, yeah, I'm guessing this is going to be a lot of Reaper-based play. And that seems to be the predominant thing. And because this is in a scroll, I think it's Shuten Doji on Ryoki, so this version doesn't even have the curse. But yeah, okay, I'm noticing a lot of repetition with this. And it's obviously very effective. But it is pretty repetitive. I don't even know if there's been a soul core used. Reaper seems to be, yeah, just pretty much Reaper.
Yep.
Okay, an occasional Deliverance. Reaper for Purity, and then I'm guessing he's gonna die. Staying very far away, that doesn't help. Many options that were possible.
That is true.
And then, okay, so it was overall, in my opinion, a very simplistic no-hit run. So style-wise, it was kind of on the low end. So I'm gonna say a 2.
On my end
only
as well.
thing I noticed was just Deadly Mark into Reaper. That was cool, and that was a plus for tech, but that was it. I'll say I'll give bonus points because many people don't necessarily know about Deadly Mark into other abilities, so I'll say a 3 for tech, but that's just my own personal bias. When it comes to comfort, I didn't see her comfortable like that much. It was just, let me reduce this opponent to 0 ki. I'm also fighting a Shuten Doji version, which doesn't have the curse. So a lot of, and not to mention there were many attacks that I could see that you narrowly avoided and blocked as opposed to mindfully dodging. So I'm going to have to say a 1 for comfort.
On my end too, I have nothing to add on this. Sorry, How. Highly appreciate that you submitted it. It's a good kill, but unfortunately it wasn't, how would I word this? It wasn't good enough compared to the other ones. Next time, I'm pretty sure you can do a better one. The next one is from Winterpwnd. It's Azai+Naotaka.
Interesting. Alright, so we've got fists.
And motion blur.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of opportunists. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. Is it like on your end or?
I'm not sure. Everything works perfectly, yeah?
Alright, fair enough. There's a lot of aggressive fist play. Okay, a feral dodge. I definitely like the aggressive play. Opportunist use on multiple attacks. Ippon to cancel an attack. Okay. That's pretty standard for me to see. Alright, whoa, oh! That was pretty cool. Okay, that was really cool.
That was cool.
I've seen players like Witty Clever Name actually opportunist the entire sequence, so I was somewhat comparing it to that. But that was still pretty cool to see. That attack is very troublesome to work with.
Okay.
Alright, huge damage boost. Definitely very aggressive. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But yeah, it seems to be a lot of this aggression is in short bursts. So maybe not necessarily the most comfortable, but still, I definitely give it points for being aggressive.
Yeah, man.
I definitely like that. I'll just say, I know I've used Ippon a lot, but Ippon can sometimes, if you just get used to the whole quick stagger property, it can kind of, it just kind of gets old after a while.
Yeah. I haven't seen you use Ippon, by the way. Like, we all know Ippon is your signature move.
Ah, yes. I mean, I even got an emote about that.
But, yeah, lately you have barely used Ippon.
What I'd like to have seen is some interactivity with Magura's wake-up attacks when he refreshes into the Dark Realm. There's a lot of options that you have, and so I kind of wish that was the case. But still, you missed the Limitless. I would have gone for it. Still, you gotta get a cool
great kill. Like,
okay, so Azai is next.
Let's see how he does Azai.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think we'll have to evolve and kind of give a rating on kind of both together, right? Since it's in one video. Or are we giving 2 separate ratings for each kill?
Just one rating.
Just one? Okay. Alright, let's see how this is addressed. There's a lot of opportunities with Azai, and he can be actually a tricky boss if you're not paying attention. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I like that. I definitely have to say, pulling off Opportunist on those attacks is really cool. Limitless, okay. That's a huge damage boost.
Holy shit, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah. Okay,
Limitless. Oh, close one.
Yep, and then let's just see how this gets finished. So, there were certain things I liked about this fight, but overall it's just like there's been so much damage dealt that it's kind of hard to appreciate some of the other factors. So, I definitely liked the aggression of this player, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I really did. So that amplified quite a bit. So it was stylish for that reason. I definitely think there is a lot more that could be done. I would have to say with the Magura kill, going for the Opportunist on his 7-hit flurry is really cool. But I think there was definitely room for improvement, especially with the use of Ippon to basically neglect or negate a lot of the challenge to arguably many bosses. So I would say style-wise, while the Opportunist stuff was really cool, and seeing a lot of the aggression was cool too, I think some of the Soul Core use could have been used a bit more mindfully. So for that reason, style's a 5.
Alright.
Comfort-wise...
On my end as well.
Comfort-wise, I think there is, again, room for improvement, kind of for the similar reasons with style. I would have liked to have seen more interaction with various attacks from Magura, like when Magura goes into the Dark Realm, there's definitely things you can do to avoid all sorts of attacks, and that really would have clinched it for me. I'm not so much thinking about the Azai one, because I just saw a lot of damage power utilized, which was cool. But I think overall, I would rate this a 4, comfort-wise. I certainly feel there's room for improvement.
On my end, a 5, because despite all the aggression, I gotta give it 2 for the aggression, basically. And as for tech, the opportunities, etc., 5 on my end as well.
I'm gonna say the Opportunist was really cool, and a lot of fist play was cool as well. So I'm gonna say a 5 as well.
All right. And now from DCB NYC.
Chicken biryani. Okay. Ah, of course. +9 stone in the depths, floor 11. Let's see. Oh, it's not the same guy I know, is it?
From Reddit, yeah.
All right, so let's see this. Kasha +9 with hatchets. Advancing Storm. Interesting.
PSA, fuck hatchets.
Oh, come on. Hatchets are great. You just don't know how to use them, dude. Deadly Spiral. Alright. Ippon. I see Ippon used, though. I think I've seen Ippon almost all the time. Very nice. Wild Surge. Being quite aggressive. Brute Counter. That was pretty cool, too. Surprisingly aggressive. Dual Hawks. That's quite risky in that scenario. This is very comfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, this looks very comfortable.
Just straight up in there. Knowing to stick to Kasha's sides. There are, of course, attacks that you watch out for. I'm curious to see how the player is going to respond to, yes, this specific attack. Okay. There were options for that there. Maybe not the most perfectly comfortable, especially with that burst attack there. But still, there's a general rhythm that this player is able to establish, so that's certainly brownie points. And then I can see he's not too comfortable with Kasha's potential attack, that one which can actually disrupt the run. So that is unfortunately minus points for me there. Alright, Paralysis, Ippon I'm guessing is coming. Deadly Spiral, Confusion, okay, so he just got a bunch of damage coming out. Okay, Yokai Shift, interesting.
Oh my god, 150k damage. The fuck?
Yeah, that's so much damage. Nightmare Bringer, okay. So yeah, this is basically... that was cool to see.
Oh, whoa.
Did the player get hit, or...
Did he get hit?
Because if we're getting... Does it look like the gauge is going down? Because I know the player was rolling. We'll have to evaluate that. Can you slow down the playback speed? Go like 0.25, it's fine. I really cannot tell. Did he get hit?
No,
Looks like he got hit.
One sec.
Okay, so I know rolls take up a...
Oh, he blocked.
Well, that's a block, so then that's fine.
It's fine.
Okay, so that was a block. That's fine. Okay. So, the part I enjoyed the most was very much the beginning, where there was a ton of comfort with just staying up close and personal. I like seeing the variety early on with the hatchet play. That was really cool. But then, the latter part of the video was... I saw just how ridiculous Yokai Shift was as a power play. Using Baku, Nightmare Bringer, and Confusion on top of that just basically melts every opponent. So I was hungering for more, if I'm to be honest. The beginning part was great for me. Got to see all sorts of interesting hatchet play. But the latter part was not really to my liking. So I'm going to say... Early on, I would have said, just based on the beginning, 6 or 7. I would have said that. But then the latter parts, I would have said 3 or 4. So I'm going to balance this to a 5.
Same on my end.
Style factor, it's kind of the same thing. Early on, stuff was cool. And then later on, the damage part really kind of detracted from it. But when we're talking about style, was it stylish? I would say, yeah, at the very least, it looked cool. Even though there could have been more expansion. So I will, again, say a 5 for style.
Same on my end. Nothing to add on that.
And then tech-wise, I like seeing some hatchet stuff, but again, I think just using Yokai Shift as a massive power play as opposed to really showing it off in a stylish no-hit sort of light. Again, I'm just going to have to say a 5. I think it's just straight 5s for me.
I think it's 6 for me, because I'm not that good with hatchets, and seeing that, it made me feel like, not bad. Alright, the next one. We have 3 left. This one is from Lucius.
Boy. Saito
Toshimitsu. Plus attempts.
Okay. Let's see, sword.
Okay.
Okay, you're up close and personal. I'm curious to see how he's going to deal with Saito's habit of dodging everything. Ooh, nice dodge there. Okay, we're going for... Okay.
Okay.
Confusion, 0p combo so far. My concern with this fight is going to be, is Saito Toshimitsu going to get to do anything? But I guess I'll have to determine that based on phase 2. Yeah. We'll see how the player addresses all sorts of combos. Because, of course, with human opponents, that was risky. Cool choice. But with human opponents, they're pretty much all prone to 0p combos, which means they can't really do anything the entire time. So, what I would like to see is how the player responds to moments where that's not really possible. It's interesting he's going for Omni Slice. That's obviously pretty cool. But how is phase 2 going to be addressed? Is it even going to be addressed at all? Because as it is so far... Ooh, okay. That was kind of neat. I like seeing the second weapon play. But what makes Saito Toshimitsu difficult is particularly some of his crazy movesets. And if he can't do any of them at all, it really kind of doesn't separate the fight from anything else. While it is certainly satisfying to see this guy get beat to a freaking pulp because he deserves it, I definitely, when I'm evaluating a no-hit fight, I would like to see how an enemy is able to actually respond. I did like seeing the Sacred Bird Cry used there, that's pretty cool too. But it doesn't look like Saito Toshimitsu is going to be able to do a single thing. Yeah. Which unfortunately hurts the quality of the run.
But indeed hurts.
Not a single burst attack. Really, Saito hasn't even done Moonlit Snow. He's just constantly blocking. I mean, I don't like him for that, but I think... So I'm guessing the rest are attempts, so...
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Briefly scan, I assume. Yeah, we don't really need to see that. So... I think there was some style at play, and so it was kind of cool, but it just started to look like moves were being thrown out to make sure Saito couldn't do a thing.
Yeah, this is what we had about in the beginning, about the zero key combo issue.
Yeah, there was a lot of 0 key pressure, which of course is an absolutely effective tool. But when it comes to being impressive for a no-hit run, I think it's more impressive again. The no-hit runs are impressive, in my opinion, when it's insanely difficult to not get hit. And in this case, there was almost no risk whatsoever. And that was unfortunate, and that really hurt the run. I like to see a lot of risk-taking being made and still being able to get that no-hit. That's what makes a no-hit run so darn impressive. So I think maybe the one moment that really struck out to me is when the player dodged imperative strike. That's really tricky to do because it's so quick. But I think given the fact that there was predominantly zero-key play, I really have to dock this down quite a bit. So I'm going to actually evaluate comfort at 2.
Well,
Zero.
Comfort,
Comfort. There was a bit of
on my
style.
end as well.
There was a bit of style, and it was kind of neat to see some variety. I like seeing Sacred Bird Cry into a yokai ability. I admit I really like that quite a bit. But again, the zero-key combo aspect of this video really hurts my evaluation for all things considered. So I'm going to say, while there were a couple of cool things that were done, I'm going to say this was a 3 for style.
4 on my
Tech-wise,
end.
I'm going to say the same thing for tech. It's, again, just the zero-key combo nature of this really hurts the run.
A 4 on my end. Alright, thank you, Lucius. And we're gonna move on to lriomote.
Alright, so it looks like
My first sub, by the way. I'm gonna totally not be biased.
Totally not biased, right?
Totally not biased.
Alright, so Yorimitsu, and it's either the underworld or the depths. Okay. Whoa! Okay. I did not expect range weapon play.
First one, actually.
Yeah, that was actually really cool. This is quite aggressive for Tonfa. Maybe not the most comfortable with that grab attack, but still pretty impressive how speedy this player is being. It's really hard for me to almost make a live commentary on what I'm noticing. Alright, my concern is this going to be yet another zero-key combo pressure play? And it was looking to be like that, especially given the run time. There is definitely a lot of style, but I would like to see what makes Raiko particularly deadly, which is her living weapon phase. Okay, that's really cool.
Okay, man.
Oh my dear lord!
I'm gonna reload that.
Okay. Straight up. While the zero-key combo stuff definitely hurts the run, it is straight up really cool. That's some juggling. That is premeditated. So that's really impressive.
Oh my god!
Right? Severing spin. Okay, that was probably. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that was probably the most stylish kill I've seen yet.
Yeah, man, for sure. For sure, man. Holy shit!
Holy
shit!
That was hands down.
I can. Just one more time.
Dude, let's watch it again. That was
okay. Let's just watch it again. Oh my god!
That was the most stylish kill I've seen. Well, for this event. So range weapon use, mountain breaker, and then Tonfa pressure play. Fine. Okay. I mean, I didn't expect a range weapon use whatsoever. Alright. And there hasn't been much yokai ability use.
Look how he dodges. It's a very good time dodge, in my opinion. But how he recovers from the dodge.
For sure. And so, yeah, that style stuff was just absolutely impressive.
This is very impressive.
My own opinion, so Kurama Sword Dance, and I'll talk about this very briefly. Oh my god. Izuna cancel.
Dude, this is so fun.
Into Izuna Abra.
Oh my god!
Shit, that is art, man. If
just like oh my god!
Combos do stuff like this because I kind of forgot the whole like, hey, he's doing zero-key combos because it was
Sacred Force stylish. Who? Zealot who?
Yeah, that's
dude, I did not expect just oh my fucking god, dude.
Zero-key combos aren't so much the issue as much as it's a matter of repetition. This
went
against that and was not repetitive towards the end. It just got better and better.
Style at 10 on my end.
I'm gonna say, oh shit, I'll agree with you, 10 style.
10, easily. Comfort.
There's no denying it. Comfort-wise, though, I do have to give it less points.
Yeah, it's a 7 on my end. 7.
I'm gonna say a 6.
Oh, 6.
Well, actually, no. Hold on. I don't think I'm gonna say a 6. The downsides were I did not get to see how the player interacted with the living weapon phase, and if the player is really comfortable with Yorimitsu, then the living weapon phase is for sure something they can tackle.
Yeah.
So I didn't see that, so that's a major downside. Of course, in addition, zero key combos don't help, but a lot of that was mitigated by just how stylish they were. So I actually think I'll keep it at a 6. Comfort at a 6. There were some really cool combos that are done, so that kind of balances the scales. For tech, there was some pretty damn good tech.
It's an 8 on my end.
I'll say a 9 for tech.
Yeah, man, dude, sorry. Holy shit, that Izuna to Uminyo, though. Oh my god, I did not expect that one.
I think that finisher was sweet, but I think for like the absolute perfect kill dream scenario thing, if I had seen living weapon play, the players maintaining aggression during that, that would have been like superb. And then a little less reliance on zero key combos. I think as a finisher, the finisher was absolutely top-notch quality. That was beautiful. That was like gorgeous combo. That's like something I would 100% put in a combo mat. It was perfect.
Yeah, man. That's easily combo mat footage.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Like, straight up. If I was making a combo mat video, I would take it instantaneously. But of course, my evaluation for a no-hit criteria is a little different. That was gorgeous.
Yeah, man, dude. Oh my god, that was probably. I'm not joking, dude. Look, Iryu, if you're seeing this, I never ever expected this one. Wow, man. Wow. Applause for you. Alright, man. The last one. The one that I was anticipating the most and haven't watched yet. It's from Master Ninja Ryu, one of the people that I look up to. He's one of the best Ninja Gaiden players. He has done multiple no-hits for Nioh, the entirety of Nioh. Sorry about that. The entirety of Nioh, Ninja Gaidens, etc. He also did a no-hit on Goddess. Goddess of all fucking people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, Goddess. When I heard he did that, I was like, the fuck?
Alright, Dream. Oh,
oh
okay.
My god.
Wow. Alright.
Alright.
Okay. So how are we gonna address this? Of course, he's fighting arguably his favorite opponent, which would make sense.
Yeah.
Sword key. Okay. Wow. So with Ren, there's actually a lot you need to know in order to be able to pull off a lot of these safer moves.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have to be comfortable, and it can be very difficult to understand that. But lightning, in my opinion, kind of hurts the run simply because one of the biggest threat factors to in a no-hit run is simply getting hit by super speedy things. And so by slowing a target down, that kind of mitigates a significant portion of the risk. Not to mention using Ippon does also kind of negate a lot of threat factor for various enemies. So, see, like that burst counter is so much easier to pull off if Ryu is if Ren is basically slowed down. There is a lot of knowledge, like I said, about tech factor things, about how to use certain sword combos, because Ren can straight up just interrupt you with the shuriken or jutsu, and you do have to know a bit about his AI in order to work with it.
Yeah.
But what I am noticing is a lot of repetition, and I think the use of lightning to slow down Ren, which is what would make a no-hit run most impressive, is what hurts this run.
Yeah.
But anything cool? Anything left? Because so far I think I have my evaluation of it.
Yeah,
Ren is, of
too.
course, a very difficult enemy to deal with. But let's just see how things go. And anything else? Burst attack, okay, and I'm guessing a final blow. A quick draw final blow? Yeah, okay. Pretty simple.
Alright.
So, yeah, definitely difficult to pull off. Style-wise, I'll say a 6 for style.
On my end, a 6 as well.
I think comfort, given the fact that you used lightning against an opponent whose biggest draw for a no-hit run is simply that he's really fast, really hurts. So I'm going to put comfort at a 4.
All right. Comfort on mine is a 5, actually. And
so
for
tech-wise, if I'm going to place in an evaluation, there's a lot of tech that you may not. Well, I don't actually know how much tech there was. There was a lot of control he had in the fight, and that I know kind of feeds into comfort more than anything. But I didn't really notice too much tech. I mean,
yeah, me neither. But I would give it like a 4 on my end.
I was going to say tech-wise, there's a 3.
All right.
So it didn't necessarily. I didn't really notice any really cool tech interactions, things that immediately grabbed my interest. I was just so fixated on the lightning aspect.
Yeah.
But all right, so it looks like we got.
That's it.
That's everyone, right?
Let's count them up.
Yeah, and while of course our host is counting things up, I just want to say, in case you feel bad for your performance, please don't. It is still really impressive. All of you pulled off no hits in all of these different scenarios, which just goes to show that there are so many different ways you can approach Nioh and destroy these enemies. And the fact that you pulled off a no-hit run at all against all these sorts of enemies is still impressive, because when I play this game, in I'm still gonna get hit all the time. It's pretty ridiculous. Dude, do you not know XL functions?
No, I do not.
Oh my god.
I'm doing it out of my head, actually.
But you want me to just tell you? This will make it so easy for you.
Yeah, sure, do it.
Okay. So delete those.
Mm-hmm.
In one of the go to K whatever. What is it? K2.
This one?
No, I can just tell you. You just type it out, more or less. Go to the cell K2.
Where?
Okay.
Cell K2. Oh, K2. Yeah, K2. Yeah.
K2. All right. In the. Okay, so start typing equals sum, S-U-M. No, equals sum.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, I don't know if there's a translational issue. So you should be able to, okay, so you can pick the columns you want to sum up. So from what columns to what columns. So right now you've just summed up my scores. But you can sum up all of your scores as well.
Oh, really? Yeah, sorry, man. I'm not that good with this shit. If I would sum this... Oh, like that, yeah.
And then what you can do, actually, is you can just drag down.
Like this?
You can drag down... Yeah, that might work. No. Next that. From the J column.
Mm-hmm.
So just click one of the cells in the J column that has a number in it.
Mm-hmm.
The one above.
Yeah.
And then drag that down. By the little box. That should... Fuck. Okay, just do what you were doing before, man.
Oh my god, Poofy.
It'll take a little longer, but it'll work.
It'll work. Sorry, guys. I'm not that good with... with this shit. Fuck's sake! There we go. 19. 15. 44. I hear Cass in the background. Is she laughing at me?
She's asking me what language are you in?
Dutch. Hello, Cass. How you doing?
What, huh? Dutch. Yeah, I can see the stuffs. I wonder if there's going to be a tie. Oh, wow. No, there's not. Wow, okay.
Okay.
Really? 50?
50, yeah? 20. I think that's a mistake. That's a mistake.
25, 25.
Oh, it's actually 50. Wow.
Wow, okay. So, I guess... Let's see. So, I guess we did decide to go with the player who had the crazy stylish Zeroki combo stuff. Now, the thing is, are these going to be our final scores, or is there something we want to amend? Because I know the ones that stood out to the most, for sure, were lriomote's. I know Helium 3's Hayabusa kill was definitely really cool as well. And then I know LOLSAN's Nightmare Bringer was definitely... Those are definitely worthy of being the top 3.
Yeah,
now,
these 3, it's definitely the top 3.
Definitely the top 3.
In my opinion, lriomote's Yorimitsu kill is just like... It just caught us off guard, if you know what I mean.
It did, but I think we should be careful before giving a final judgment. This is, of course, our first pass going through this, and I think we agree on the 3 kills, but we are also kind of veering more towards a stylish part. So if we were to compare the 3 specifically, how would we feel about them sized up? So, of course, I did like that. LOLSAN's thing also is very impressive, and so is Hayabusa stuff. So before I think we decide on who's first, second, and third, maybe we should watch 3 of them again.
All right.
That way we can be fair, because I think the style stuff was awesome. It was beautiful. But I also think
we watched lriomote's.
Yeah, like...
We know that one?
Yeah, let's watch LOLSAN's and Helium 3's kills. I think we should watch those first so we can have them fresh in our minds, because maybe our evaluations have changed. We don't necessarily need to watch them like full. We can do higher speed, but we now have to decide what is more impressive in terms of a no-hit sort of factor, and now it's just going to be which one do we think ranks the best. I certainly think for this, like you said, the endurance factor actually does help, even if it isn't necessarily the most variety, but there is definitely a huge amount of comfort for this, and I think that cannot be understated whatsoever. Yeah. And while I did hunger for more style, I think we have to decide, well, let's talk about this. What do you think is more important for a no-hit kill? Is it being stylish, or is it being more comfortable? What matters more, in your opinion?
I think it's consistency. That includes comfortable, but if you watch LOLSAN's kill, you can notice consistency, as in just watch the entire kill, it will look the same. That's what I mean. Right. You won't see any special tricks because it's an endurance kill. Of course, it's just only 5 minutes. Okay, I'm saying only 5 minutes. For those who don't know, this kill should take approximately at least 15 minutes. At least. If done correctly. In my standards, at least. Everyone can do how they want it, but in my endurance standards, it's just raw power. Consistency to the max. Well, I am seeing that here, but of course he's using a power creep build. But the kill is basically the same as mine, technically. Almost. Of course.
Right, and so it is inevitable that there is going to be repetition in this run because, like you said, it is a huge endurance fest. So I think really we're trying to figure out, in between the categories, does style matter more or does comfort matter more? And it seems that you and I actually share the opinion that comfort matters a bit more than style, because if we have a player who's being stylish but isn't necessarily the most comfortable, then it's like, well, I mean, it's cool, but we would want somebody for a no-hit run who clearly is able to maintain that confidence up close to an enemy, and then style really, really, really helps. So I actually personally put comfort over style. So I'm inclined to rate this I'm actually inclined to rate LOLSAN's higher than lriomote's.
I'm considering the same as well.
Even though I absolutely adored lriomote's skill, perfect for a combo match. But again, like I said, there's a different criteria for evaluating a no-hit versus, say, a combo map thing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think for sure, clearly the most stylish kill was lriomote's. There's no doubt. But I think
fitting in top
round-wise, this run would work better. So I think with that, I've got a better idea. So perhaps let's watch the other Ren Hayabusa kill now.
All right.
And then, so I think LOLSAN right now so far is in the contending for, just as it is, first place for LOLSAN for me, and then lriomote second, but that is liable to change based off on this. So let's see what we've got. So this so far seems to kind of be hitting that middle ground of consistency and style. Not necessarily the most style compared to lriomote's, but also not as, say, comfortable and consistent as LOLSAN stuff. But again, that's based on the fact that he was doing a crazy challenge-based kill. And then, of course, the other dimension to consider is that this run is against Ride Hayabusa, which is very difficult.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to say. I think for sure, in my opinion, LOLSAN is first. That is my opinion.
Yeah, that's cemented actually now.
Okay. So
yeah.
I would say LOLSAN, irrespective of the scores, I think now that I've reevaluated things, I would say LOLSAN for sure is number one. And now it's kind of difficult for me to decide who would get second and third between
Honestly,
lriomote.
I'm saying lriomote.
You're saying lriomote?
Mainly, like, okay, Helium's skill was good. I'm not saying it's bad. But, come on, man. Come on, man. I don't need to say this, right? Like, I don't need to say this. Like, it's fucking Izanatu Miniro, dude, that caught me so off guard. And overall, the kill is just, the dodges were not nice. Of course, there was, like, some zero-key scenarios there, but...
But it seems like for you, the style was so strong that you're giving a pass to some of the other things. And I'm almost inclined to agree. I'm actually deliberating between the two because I have to decide whether I think... So I'll just put it this way. LOLSAN stuff, I think, is skewed much more towards the comfort angle. That was the biggest strength by far.
Yeah, man.
There was a good amount of style in that as well. I would say Helium's kill was kind of like in the middle. And then lriomote's was so strong in the style department. I mean, that was one of the only places we gave a 10. So we both gave a 10 to lriomote in the style department. We nearly both gave a 10 to LOLSAN in the comfort department. Whereas for Helium's kill, it seemed like we kind of had an overall agreement about that, which seemed to kind of be in the middle, but maybe nothing really popped out. I think I will have to agree with you, and this was a really tough decision, that I do think lriomote's is second because it had a 10. I think the 10 factor is what was impressive. But it's really hard because I think people should strive for, of course, a mix. It basically, Helium's was a mix of LOLSAN's and lriomote's, just kind of like in the middle of those, but I think just the fact that LOLSAN's and lriomote's things stood out was what really made me decide, hey, I'm going to put lriomote's at second. So I think we agree. LOLSAN totally takes the case for the
LOLSAN wins.
lriomote for sure had the most stylish kill, and Helium had a great blend of both. It was really tough to pick between them.
Like, LOLSAN, like, I'm saying this as someone who does level 1 plus level 1s, and I'm sure the other person who does this as well can agree upon this. Doing Nightmare Bringer no-hits is the hardest thing to do in the entire game. I am not exaggerating. Once you hit the Dark Realm, the fight gets really timed, especially when you're using sword, etc. If you're dodging on low stands, everything must be perfectly timed. Like the sword slashes, the spins, etc. The spin it on its own, you know? That's fucking hard to dodge. And overall...
Doing that consistently, over and over and over again, and the slightest mistake causes you to fail, that is absolutely impressive for a no-hit run. There's no doubt about it.
The combination of a no-hit alongside an endurance run. Of course, it's 5 minutes, but 5 minutes is long, don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm in no position to say that, but
I think we can though conclude that it was absolutely impressive to be able to pull that off for such a long duration. And it was very clear to me that LOLSAN was totally comfortable, totally in the zone. And it was great. Maybe it wasn't the most stylish like lriomote's was, but again, he didn't have to, it wasn't a concern for him. And then if we talk about lriomote's, I mean, sure, maybe you weren't the most comfortable in dealing with a lot of the crazy things that Raiko does, but you still handled quite a lot of it. I would have liked to have seen Living Weapon play from Raiko. I would have liked to have seen perhaps a little less reliance on the zero-hit combo, but a lot of that was just washed away by the sheer variety in tech that was involved. It was something that you guys saw here. We had to watch many, many times because it was just such a sight to behold, and that really, really strengthened your kill. And, of course, credit goes to Helium 3 as well. I mean,
Yeah,
that
man,
Hayabusa
for
was
sure.
not an easy enemy. And the fact that you were attempting to do a variety of different things was absolutely impressive. And I was thrilled to see that fight.
Yeah,
So,
man.
yeah.
So, again, thanks everyone for submitting and showing us your skills. I've discovered some hidden gems like Helium and Erio, DCB. Yeah, How as well. Michael L, Okami, and everyone else. Fucking thank you for participating in this. It made my month basically getting all these submissions in, and I highly appreciate everyone working along, and I appreciate you, Poofer, as well.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's always nice to get
Yeah, man.
involved with the Nioh community and to see that we have such a huge amount of people playing this game and interested in submitting things, despite the fact that Nioh's been out of the mainstream for pretty much at least a year by now. I know they released the game on Epic Game Store and stuff, and some people still find this hidden gem of a game, and that's great and all. But like, you guys have been really committed to work through all of this, and definitely don't feel down if your scores weren't necessarily fit our own standards, so to speak. Who gives a shit? You did a great job getting a no-hit run in a game that is insanely challenging to pull that off in the first place. So thanks to all of you who submitted and did a fantastic job, irrespective of the degree to which we evaluated that. It's still impressive. I didn't put in a submission, so all of you guys are better than me, all right? I don't have the patience. You kidding me?
You did put a
My
submission,
God.
Poofer. Don't forget that.
Right.
But I deliberately didn't put that one.
I was, I didn't, quote, have the time, or secret code for I was too chicken shit to do it.
Oh my
But again,
god.
seriously, thanks to all of you who've submitted, and of course, thank you so much for having me here and having me be a part of the process for really showcasing an excellent part of this community. So thank you.
Thanks, Poofer, man. And thank you, everyone. And congratulations to those who won. And have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.